Good morning, everyone. Let's start with the class today. And this class is provided by CECA, CECA. And this is free of the cost class, guys. You do not have to pay anything to attend the classes here. And this class is not the only free class we provide. We do provide the PTE class, IELTS class, and NATI CCL classes as well for Hindi, Punjabi, Urdu, and Nepalese language. And besides that, we do offer many services which are for free. The migration counseling, if you are after any processes of migration in Australia, in Canada, so that service is provided free of the cost. And if you are after the education counseling, that piece of advice, then ultimately this is also free. You can avail the session with the counselors who got experienced or more than 10 years in the row as well. And if anybody is after the migration process for particularly about the Canada, then that counseling is done free, and free eligibility check on Canada migration is also done. And besides that, we deal in the USA visa as well. And if anybody wants to know, you can also avail that service as well. Just in case you are after the overseas health cover, so the overseas health cover is provided for free, not for free. It's like we got different covers with us, and we have the lowest price possible. So you can check the quotes with us for the overseas health cover, so we can provide you with the lower cost or lower premium possible. And the scholarships are also available with the different university fees, and it can be up to 25%. So do check your option before enrolling in the university. Maybe you're eligible and we can provide you with that scholarship thing. It will definitely a great help in your study. So besides that, conversion of the visitor to student visa, that service is also provided. In case you want to know about it, anybody you know after and looking for some important piece of advice and intellectual piece of advice in concern to that visa category, so you can also contact us. So there are different ways to contact us for these services. You can call us simple on the given number, which is 0396631318, or maybe you can leave a text message on the same number. There is another way, Facebook page. You can like the Facebook page and you will be receiving all the updates regarding the class. And also you can send your message and definitely your query will be solved. Or either you can send a message to me here in the class right now, or maybe you can send a email to me at the pte@seca.com.au. That's the email address, and I'll be forwarding your query to respective department, right? So this is all the services and the ways to contact us. And above all, you can come down to our any of the offices located in Melbourne, Sydney, Adelaide, or Brisbane. So starting with the class today for the PTE, we will be starting with the listening section. That's where we left off. So just a second, bear with me. All right, so let's start with the listening item types. Okay, so here we start with the listening section. So the listening section, it is the part 3 of the exam. The duration for the listening section will be 45 to 57 minutes, right? That's the total duration of the session. And understand that like this consists 8 different types, and when the audio is like stopped, so maybe you consuming 30 second and 45 second, max 1 minute to answer that question. So that's how you will be easily managing your time, and definitely you won't be it's not like you are lacking behind the time and you're not able to finish your all the item types in time. So for all those things, it's very important that we should be answering every question after the recording is over quickly, or meanwhile some questions we will be doing like, we meanwhile listening the recordings, we are finding our answers definitely for every question here, and we try to answer the question while we are listening, or keeping an eye on the answer while we are listening, and clicking it when we are done listening the whole audio, right? So here we have the volume button as I showed you in the class. So volume you need to adjust for the question sometime, because some you feel like, okay, this question needs to be in high pitch. The volume is really low. So you can simply up the volume. And if you feel like the volume is quite high, you can lower it down. So volume bar will always be there with every question on the screen, on the in the status box, right? So these are the question types here, and every audio for the question will be played automatically. You don't have to play the audio. There is no play, pause button, stop button, right? So it is like systematically monitored. So we got these 8 item types. The summarized spoken text being the first one, which is the first item type, and the write from dictation, it will be the last item type. So the first item type, when the section will start, this is going to be the first one always, and the last will be right from dictation. This is going to be the last item type always. And except these two, the remaining 6 item types, the order can be changed. That mean maybe I'm having highlight correct summary as the second question, filling in the blanks as the third, multiple choice multiple answer as the fourth question. So this is like order can be changed, but yes, altogether you know that you will be doing all these 8 item types, right? Moving further, summarize spoken text. After listening to a recording, you have to write a summary, what's 50 to 70 word summary for this answer. So here the skills which are getting assessed are listening for sure, because being it a listening item type, and second thing is writing. So these 2 item types are getting assessed here. So when you are hearing the recording, so you are taking notes in this question. We'll be talking about how you will be taking notes, because only then you will be able to make a summary of 50 to 70 words. And of course, the way you are writing the sentences, and following the punctuation, following the capitalization, spellings, that's how you are getting your score for the writing. So the recording you will be hearing, the prompt length you will be hearing will be 60 to 90 seconds. That means it can be half a minute, it can be a full minute, and sometime a little more than that as well. And for this item type, you hear an audio recording and need to write a 50 to 70 word summary on what you heard. This is the task. You have 10 minutes to write your summary. So we'll be having 1 to 2 question of summarized spoken text in the listening item types. So if we got 2 questions, so 10 minutes individually given to each question. So 20-minute task is this one. And if it's only 1 question, so 10 minutes you are spending on this. So audio will begin automatically. You are only able to listen to the audio recording once. The word count, or at the bottom of the screen, count the number of words you write. As I told you, like the word count will always be there wherever you are typing your answer. So system will be counting down your words, how many words you have written. You don't have to count your words. So make sure you write minimum 50 words for this question, because that's the least requirement. Writing less than that, definitely it will reflect on your score negatively. And you cannot write more than 70 words. So your words count should be somewhere around 60, 65, 69 as well, exact 70 as well, but it must not be 71, it must not be 49, right? And always we will be having cut, copy and paste buttons, which may you may choose to while constructing your summary. So cut, copy, paste option buttons will be placed beneath the box where you are typing your answer. Just in case you want to, you have written something and you want to delete it, rather than backspace key, you can select it and press cut. It will save your time, definitely. And just in case the same very word you want to paste it somewhere else, so drag the cursor there and then click the paste button as we usually use the options, and it will be pasted up there. So that's make work easy, save little bit of time. And it is advisable that use these options as they are given. It's a certain reason they just cut short of time, doing the backspace thing or maybe rewriting the word, right? So this is how you will be using these options. So just a second. Make sure you summarize the main point and include the supporting points. So when we are making a summary, we have to keep in mind always that what we are writing in the summary, main points discussed in the lecture, and including the supporting ideas as well, right? Because only with the main points sometimes we're not able to write the summary well. So when you are taking notes, always remember that whatever you can write down at that very moment, you should be writing that down. And it is not like that, okay, this I consider the main point, okay, I'll be just writing it down. It won't be the case, right? It should not be the case. I have written, suppose, environmental hazards, and then they are giving what are basically those, and they are naming few, right? So this is supporting detail. So I'll be quickly writing those as well, so that I can make a better summary when I am writing my answer in my own words, right? So here we got the erasable notepad, right? Noteboard provided in the entire exam from beginning till end. So in that noteboard, we are taking the notes, right? We are writing whatever we are taking as our key points, supporting ideas, supporting details, and keep on writing and always take in notes in a flowchart way. So we did this another task, retail lecture. So there I told you how to take notes in a flowchart way. So that's the manner you will be following to write the notes. Otherwise it will be like haphazard for you, and when you are just trying to understand that, it won't be possible to understand it very clearly, right? So summarize the main point, refer briefly to essential supporting point, which will gain you good marks for the content. So if your note should be like consisting these points, the main ideas and essential supporting points for those main points, right? This is the template you will be using for the summarized spoken text. As I told you, we have to write 50 to 70 words. So these are already 42 words, 42, 43 words, right? So your task is just adding, if you are keeping it to the minimum count, just 8 or 10 words you are adding to it and your work is done. And if ultimately you are making a good summary with supporting detail and everything, so maybe you are writing 60, 65, 68 words and your work is done. But this structure, the sentences I have mentioned here, with the punctuation mark, right, with the capitalization, with the spacing, it will help you to type your answer quickly, saving time as well, and giving you idea where you can fix the main keynotes, right? If suppose you are only able to take the keynotes, so these are the spaces where you can fix those keynotes. Of course, take care of the sentence formation, take care that grammar need to be correct, that your meaning is understandable while looking at the sentence. So all these things you have to take care of, right? Besides that, some students don't use any template, but that's clearly okay. If you just want to make your own sentences with the notes you have taken, the supporting details you have taken, so make sure that spellings are all correct, you're not repeating vocabulary, and obviously grammar, capitalization, punctuation, everything you're taking care, and whatever sentence you're making, they make sense, right? And content is definitely need to be there from the lecture only. So if you are picking, suppose, the keynotes and using the template, so you will be writing, the speaker was discussing about environmental hazards in a sophisticated manner, right? He, she, depending on the gender of the speaker, you will be picking one pronoun. Primarily emphasized on um, uh, hazards by the smoke, pollution, right? And the contaminants. Additionally, she not only highlighted the severity of the condition, but also mentioned that how it gonna affect our future endeavors, suppose, right? The orator further stressed on, maybe there is another point they also included in that, I'm writing over there. And finally, comma, it is concluded that the lecture provided crucial information about how to overcome the environmental hazard to have a sustainable life in long run, right? Now, see, it all depends how you have taken notes. Some student only able to take few words, some student able to take main notes, details, much more notes comparative to the others, right? So depending on how you have taken notes, you're gonna frame your sentences here. And even some students take good notes, like they have their own words to add in it. You can cut short few words from here, from this template, like at the last, finally, rather than writing the whole content, it is concluded that finally, and write whatever you have taken as the conclusion from the lecture. Maybe you have taken better notes, so you write the, because that will increase your content score. So ultimately, this is how you will be moving through with your summarized spoken text, depending on how you have taken notes. So I think this is clear, right? Okay. Now I am playing one lecture for you. You will be taking notes down, because I have to exemplify it, how we will be taking notes and how we will be fixing in this template, or maybe making our own summary, right? Entirely on our own, by our own words, right? Not having any templates included, right? So that's why I'll be playing one lecture. After that, I'll be giving you 10 minutes. And in those 10 minutes, you will be sending me your answer in the chat box, right? So just be ready to hear the audio. Just a second. So you got 10 seconds before the audio will begin. So those 10 seconds you can prepare, right? Sit comfortably, ready with your erasable notepad and pen, so that you are just straight away taking the notes when it started, right? So right now, this is your 10 minutes count. When it will be finished, the audio will start automatically. I hope you are taking notes. You got a pen and paper with you, or maybe whatever the feasible way you can right now take notes. After that, it will be 10 minutes. Then I'll be seeing if you are giving any answer, or maybe I'm giving you a exemplary answer. All right. So this is going to start now. Mm, just about to, just a second. Yeah, about to, just few seconds. It's buffering up. The audio is buffering up. Why it's not turning on? Issue with it. Okay, yeah.
The amount of money drug companies spend on TV ads has doubled in recent years. Studies show they work. Consumers go to their doctor with a suggestion for a certain prescription drug they saw advertised on TV. Now, a study in the Annals of Family Medicine raises questions about the message the ads promote. You're most likely to see drug ads during prime time, especially around the news. Researchers analyzed 38 ads aimed at people with conditions like hypertension, herpes, high cholesterol, depression, arthritis, and allergies. The drug industry says the ads arm consumers with information. Researchers found that the information was technically accurate, but the tone was misleading. Typically, what we would see with these ads is that before taking a particular prescription drug, the character's life is out of control and the loss of control extended beyond the impact of their health condition, says UCLA psychologist Dominic Frosch, who headed the study. For example, herpes patients were portrayed as being incapacitated for days. Insomniacs were utterly out of sync on the job. Depressed patients were friendless and boring at parties. When the character is then shown taking the drug, he then magically regains complete control of his life, Frosch notes. None of the ads mentioned lifestyle changes that could also help treat the condition. That's not surprising, given that the ads are just another form of mass marketing. But prescription medicines are not soap.
All right, that's the lecture, right? And I hope you have taken few notes. Now, this is 10:32. I'm giving you 10 minutes, 10:42. I'll be receiving your responses in the chat box, and then I'll be giving an exemplary answer for this one. It's 4 minutes already. 6 minutes left. So at 10:42, I'll be seeing the answer, or I'll be giving an exemplary answer to the audio we just heard. Five minutes to the answer.
Hello.
Yes, Abhishek.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. So you just joined in. I played an audio, and I'm just, you have to wait another 4 minutes, right? And we'll be definitely going through the next item types with you.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
So we are only two in class.
Right now, no. Kabisha, she just took a 2 minutes break. She'll be back. She's writing the answer as she won't be able to do including in the class. So that's why I'm waiting for her answer.
Okay.
Okay.
I have
Mm-hmm.
extended my test time, so it is
Mm-hmm.
28th.
So previously it was 22,
Yeah.
22
No,
of
18.
18 of January.
Yeah. So
That's
I
today.
so I rescheduled it for 28th.
28th of this month.
Yep.
That will be the Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, all right. All right, I'll be just posting the answer here. Just a second. So I'll be posting, keeping it when she'll be here. I'll be just saying the answer. Okay, so this is how we will be having the summarized spoken text. And answer is in the chat box to you, Kabisha. When you'll be in here, it'll be, you can read it. Okay. And after that, after the summary, you know the summarized spoken text, Abhishek, or you want to know this item type?
I want to know, ma'am. Okay.
All right. So summarized spoken text, it is going to be the first item type in the listening test, right? So these are the 8 item types of the listening as you can see on the screen. Summarized spoken text is you will be hearing to a lecture, and that lecture will be around 60 to 90 seconds. You are writing a summary from that lecture that will be of 50 to 70 word, right? And the skill assessed, the scores will be imparted to the listening and writing. Listening, why? How much content you are able to pick from the lecture, the key content and the supporting details, depending on that. And the writing, how well you are writing your response, taking care of the grammar, punctuation, capitalization, spelling, sentence formation, and everything. That's how the score is given to you. So 60 to 90 minutes. And you got 10 minutes to write this answer. 10 minutes is the time to write the summary, and the minimum we have to write 50 words. That means I cannot write 49 words. If I'm doing that, I'll be losing mark, right? And I must not write more than 70 word as well, because if I'm doing that again, I'll be losing mark. So 50 to 70, that means somewhere around 60 65 words, 55 words, sometime even the 52 words, 69 words, like depending on how much content you have taken from the lecture and how you're making the summary. So your count need to be in between it. And 10 minutes start as soon as the lecture finishes.
Mhm.
Like I got suppose 1.5 minute audio, I have listened it. Now when that finish, after that my 10 minutes countdown timer will start ticking down, and it will be like 10 9 8, and you are typing your answer in the box given, and automatically the word will be counted. You don't have to count the word, and on the other side of the same box you will be looking at the time left for you for this particular question. So when we are taking notes, it's important that we must take notes of the main point discussed in the lecture, and also we should be taking the supporting details from that as well, right? So these are the two types of the notes you are taking down. Sometime you're able to take so many things from the lecture. Sometime it could be the case you are only able to write few words from the lecture. But definitely never miss on writing the few words, because otherwise you will be completely blank. What I'm going to write as a summary, right?
Mhm.
You got erasable notepad, right, throughout the test. So when you are listening to the lecture, meanwhile you are listening and also you are taking notes. So these two activities you are doing simultaneously. So when
Mhm.
you're taking notes, suppose it's about the technological advancement, the lecture is about. So you are talking about technological advancement. So what sort of advantages are there, and how, when they are invented, maybe where, which field they are particularly used in. So suppose these are the main details discussed in the lecture and supporting as well. So you're just taking notes, right? And always take notes in a phrase manner, and in a flowchart way, like one after other, because otherwise it will be a mix up, and when you are about to make a summary, maybe you just stuck or you're not able to understand what you have written as a note there, right?
Mhm.
And this is the template, right? This got 40 to 43 words in it, right? And we, as you know, we have 50 words to write, and even you are only able to take few words from the lecture. With the help of the template, you're still able to make a good summary, because the vocabulary is taken care here, obviously the sentence formation as well, and the punctuation, spacing, capitalization, everything is taken care in this template. So you can just simply use this template to fix the phrases you have picked from the lecture in the spaces given, right? Or
Mhm.
maybe you can use your own words completely from starting to end to write the summary for that less lecture you just heard. So there are two ways. So if you want to go this way, again, ultimately it is like well calculated words placed in here. If you confident enough that I can write well in my own words as well from beginning till end, you can also go with that. But the content need to be from the lecture, and everything else, grammar, spelling, punctuation, must be keep in check, right? Must be kept in check. So this is summarized spoken text, right? The next item type will be multiple choice, multiple answer. So have you attended the reading in the practice or somewhere?
No, ma'am.
No. So multiple choice, multiple answer, as the name suggests, we got one question with multiple options given. Out of those multiple options, more than one option is correct, right? As per the lecture we're gonna hear. So after we are hearing that we are listening that recording, we have to answer a multiple choice question on the content or tone of the recording by selecting more than one response. So here the marking will be only to your listening, and the prompt length will be 40 to the audio you will be listening, that will be 40 to 90 seconds.
Mhm.
Audio will automatically play for every item type in the listening. You do not have to worry about that you have to play audio, pause it, stop it. No, you cannot do anything. So when it is started, you are listening. That's the only chance of yours to take notes, to understand, to take out your answer from that audio, because it won't be played twice. It won't pause, right? It is automatically monitored, and it will be like played whatever the time slot given to that, right? And here we got the negative marking for this question. Multiple choice, multiple answer got the negative marking. So be mindful while selecting your options, right? You cannot mark every option given out there, because suppose you are marking an option randomly, not sure about it, you'll be getting -1 for that if it's not true, if it's not right. But yes, if it's right, ultimately it's a 1 for you. So be mindful, and whatever option you're sure about, only mark those options in this multiple choice, multiple answer questions. So this is how the question screen will be. So you got 7 seconds before the audio will begin. This is sort of a preparation time they give to you to prepare yourself to listen to the audio. So here you will be having 7 minutes, sometime 10 seconds, 7 seconds or 10 seconds. So this status will be showing you beginning in 7, 6, 5, and when it says playing, that means you are hearing the audio. Now is the time you are checking out for your answers, right? And in the preparation time, what you're doing, you have to understand the question, like what happened as a result of the arrival of colonists. Now I have to tell what are the outcomes of that, right? They have given me 5 options here. So here what I'm doing in that preparation time, that I'm taking the keywords from the options, right? So when you have the keywords from the option, because obviously the lecture won't be in the same words and the same sentences as the options are given. It will be paraphrased in some other way by using synonyms, by changing the word order. So if I got the main keynotes from every option, so it will be more easy to relate to the lecture, right? Suppose I'm hearing something related to sections of the land. Maybe it's not the same way they are saying in the lecture, but I got this word heard, and I know this is something about it, so I'll be like putting more emphasis on what they are saying in regard to this option. And then maybe even also you can take few notes, right? Quickly write something, okay, they have said this for this particular option, and then relate it afterwards when the audio is finished. Or maybe on the same very time, you can make a decision if you feel comfortable and confident, okay, this is to be kept or eliminated, right? So this is the question screen for this one. Definitely we're making use of the 7 seconds. We are quickly reading the options and the question and taking keynotes from the options for sure, right? And while we are listening, we can shortly list our options if we confident and if we know if we are keeping it or eliminating it, right? Just in case not sure at that very moment, so you can also take few keynotes. You can take the notes down while you are listening, right? Suppose you are hearing something related to option number 2, quickly take a note of that, okay, what they have said in that regard, right? So after that you can match and see if to keep it or it is not your answer. And definitely at the end only finalize your answers, right? And after that submit that and you'll be moved to the next question. So just like that, there will be 2 to 3 question in MCQ, multiple choice, multiple answer. And you have to consider all the option, you cannot skip any, because you never know that the option you are skipping is the right answer. And as I told you, negative marking, keep in mind, otherwise you will be losing the precious marks here. Okay, so we will be doing one question, not one question, 2 3 question of the MCQ multiple answer. And let's see how you understand the content from the lecture and how well you mark them down. So let's do it listening. Yeah, just a second.
Today we are doing listening section, right?
Today we are doing listening section, right?
And first was the summary type of question.
Summarize spoken text. That is
That
the
was
first question.
that was a spoken test or in a listening section.
We are doing listening section only. That was the first item type of the listening. So when you will be doing this part 3 listening, first item type you will be doing in this particular section is summarize spoken text.
Okay, then we
Right?
have to write 50
50
words.
to 70 words.
Yeah, and second will be multiple.
Yeah, second will be multiple, or the order can be vary as well. Order can vary. We got 8 item types. So first always will be summarize spoken text, right? And the last always will be write from dictation. But The other 6 item types order can be like, you got after summarize spoken text, you are getting highlight incorrect words, right? So when you will be practicing every day, you will be knowing, okay, these are the total item types in here. But usually this order is followed. The one I have showed you on the screen, I'll be showing you later as well. So that is the normal routine order of the question in the listening section. Okay, so you see here, this is the question: which of the following are mentioned as mental health issues caused by poor sleep? And they have given a 6 option. Just read it through. I'll just looking into the audio of this question and playing it.
Ma'am, have you played it?
No, I'm just going through the audio. Just a second. I'm looking at it. Okay, we are doing listening. Yeah, I'll telling you when I'll be playing it. Just maybe within 1 minute. Because the audios I play through my mobile. Because if I play on the system
What
only,
if you could make your sleep more efficient?
sorry, I'll restart it. Don't worry. Okay. Multiple.
What if you could make your sleep more efficient? As a sleep scientist, this is the question that has captivated me for the past 10 years. Because while the light bulb and technology have brought about a world of 24-hour work and productivity, it has come at the cost of our naturally occurring circadian rhythm and our body's need for sleep. The circadian rhythm dictates our energy level throughout the day. And only recently, we've been conducting a global experiment on this rhythm, which is putting our sleep health and ultimately our life quality in jeopardy. Because of this, we aren't getting the sleep we need, with the average American sleeping a whole hour less than they did in the 1940s. For some reason, we decided to wear it as a badge of honor that we can get by on not enough sleep. This all adds up to a real health crisis. Most of us know that poor sleep is linked to diseases like Alzheimer's, cardiovascular disease, stroke, and diabetes. And if you go untreated with a sleep disorder like sleep apnea, you're more likely to get many of these illnesses. But did you know about sleep's impact on your mental states? Poor sleep makes us make risky, rash decisions and is a drain on our capacity for empathy. When sleep deprivation literally makes us more sensitive to our own pain, it's not so surprising that we have a hard time relating to others and just generally being a good and healthy person when we're sleep deprived.
So what do you think are the answers here, basis on the lecture you just heard?
Stroke and diabetes.
Okay, but this is not the right answer. Any other answer you have picked up, or this is the only one?
Or risky decision making.
Yes, that is right. Risky decision making is right, but the stroke and diabetes, it is not right. And just because one option is correct, one is incorrect, you're not getting any mark here, right?
Okay,
So
ma'am.
better write only one which you're sure of. And as we just heard the lecture, the causes were said at the last, like the few last sentences only was about the they were talking about particular question, which of the following mentioned as mental health issues caused by poor sleep. So the first thing they said, poor sleep make us risky rash decisions, which is, and second one they said, drain on our capacity for empathy. So you see the option number E, what it is saying, lack of empathy, right? So these two are the right option. And other than that, they are not sensitive to, more sensitive to our own pain, but the option is not there. And that's it. So other than that, they have not mentioned any reason for this one.
So we have to give two answers or one?
It is not you see, the answer will be always more than one is correct, right? In this case, as you know, this C and E, these two answers are correct. But the thing is, you get it, if you are getting it, some student even pick 3 options, 4 options as right answer, because they feel from the lecture, okay, 4 options are correct, right? So normally more than one is right, but how many are right, that you have to listen and mark answers. There is no idea of like how many will be right out of the 4 given or 5 given, right? But yeah, routinely if you have 5 option, right, out of 5, 2 definitely 2 are gonna be correct, right? And sometime it could be the case that 3 options are right. And if we got 6 option, so as you can see right now, we got the 6 option, but only 2 are correct. So there is no perfect parameter of judging this thing, right? It's just that you have to listen and watch for your answer, and always more than one is correct for multiple answer. Okay, no worries. Let's do the another one, next one. Let's see how better you get it. Just a second. Okay, as you see at the screen, now this is the next question. Which of the following problems are mentioned as problem caused by urbanization, right? And we got more than 7 options, right? So again, more than one is correct, but how many are correct, that you are listening and then giving answer, right? So be ready to listen to the audio. Kimberly, how are you?
I'm good, ma'am. I'm actually at work, so kind of can't join in properly every day. Like need to
No,
join,
I understand that. It's okay. It's okay.
but I'm prepared almost for my exam. I'm just
Yeah,
doing revision.
it's on 23rd,
24th Sunday.
24th, right? Best of luck for that. Few
Yeah,
days only, yeah.
yeah.
All right, let's listen to this audio. Mm, It's about to begin.
The second big driver that will transform our future is, of course, demographics. 1 billion children are alive today, all of whom will be adults within the next 18 years. All of them will see your lifestyle on CNN or NBC, even if they don't own a TV. They will see it through the door of the bar. They will see it through the posters on the side of the highway, even if they don't own a car. 1 billion children, all of whom will consume resources. To that, an urbanization trend at a pace of which we have never seen before. 300 million people in China alone will move from rural areas into cities in the next 8 or 9 years. Another 450 million people will move in Africa off the land and intercities. Most of them, most city dwellers already live in slums. They have no running water, or maybe the very first service they have is access to a tap 100 meters away. They have, at the moment, very little access to electricity, but they're there and they're demanding infrastructure, and their homes will grow from the one-story shack to 2 stories to 3 stories. And then once the mains water supply arrives, another crisis comes. And of course, as you've seen it, which is the puddles of water everywhere, the drains that are full of soap and human waste, the earth that used to be dry, because people only carried 10 litres, 100 metres every 10 hours. Now we have leaking taps, we have sewage problems, and we have a whole host of other issues requiring more infrastructure.
So in the chat only send answer.
Can I tell you?
No,
Hello?
no, no. In the chat box, send it. Write it.
Okay.
Because she is also listening. So let's see how you guys picked it. Options. We are Kimberly. That's right.
Just wait. Let me
Okay,
say.
Abhishek, you can say them. She gave her answer.
Okay. So my answer is C, infrastructure needs, and F, worsening sanitary conditions.
And absolutely right. So both of you given the right answer, which is C and F, rising infrastructure needs, and F, worsening sanitary conditions. I hope you have understand it now, Abhishek. The answers out of 7 also, they can be 2 only. And it may be possible there are 3 right, there are 4 right? So there is no parameter to judge how many will be right. This
So
is
ma'am,
what we
like if we think that only 2 answers are right, or if I think that only 1 answer is right out of them, so I will get marks if I give a right answer. Like even if
definitely,
I
suppose the count of right answer is 3 and you are clicking 2 options which are actually correct, so you will be getting those 2 marks.
Okay, and for one, like if there were 3 answers right,
and
then
you're giving 1 answer and that is right, you are getting 1 mark.
okay, so I will get 1 mark of this question, right?
I mean, definitely for every right answer you picking up, you will be getting 1 mark. Just in case you picking the wrong option, you are getting a -1.
And what is the total
count of the question?
Yeah.
2 to 3. So as you did 2 questions, maybe this is actually the same case with your exam, right? Maybe 1 more. So max 3, minimum 2. 2 to 3 questions are there.
Okay.
All right. Okay, now just like that, we do have the single answer question, and you will be finding them a bit easy comparative. Here we go, right? So single filling in the blanks that we will be doing later. Single answer question where you are selecting only one response, right? So now as we did multiple answer, they have written more than one response is correct, and single answer says we are selecting only one response. So here we got suppose 4 option, 5 option, only one will be right on depending on the question they are asking. So if you selecting that option right, you are getting 1 mark. If you selecting that option wrong, you are getting 0 mark. There is no negative marking in this question. So definitely whatever we feel is the right answer, we are marking that question for sure, right? So again, the prompt will be, the recording will be 30 to 60 seconds, and the skill assessed is listening only. And maybe these are the possible questions or details you are hearing in this particular multiple choice single answer question. Maybe, for example, you are listening for the main idea. So if you're listening for the main idea, the question will be like, what was the main cause of company's collapse, right? Suppose now this question means that you are hearing for the main idea. So out of the 4 possible answers given, you have to select which option is talking about the main idea of the lecture I just heard, right?
Mhm.
Then the second one, maybe you hearing for the supporting information or details. So what the question may sound like, what aspect of past transport policy does the speaker mention? Right. So that means I'm looking for aspect of past transport policy only. That means one supporting detail information from the lecture. And according to that, it will be easy for me to get that right option out of the 5 given, out of the 4 given.
Mhm.
Or maybe you are hearing for an inference drawn by the speaker, and the question may sound like, what does the speaker suggest that the factory may have to do? Right.
Mhm.
Now if this is the question, that mean you are listening for an inference drawn by the like suggestion, or the speaker suggestion that the factory may have to do. Like out of the options, of course, maybe 2 are talking about those things. So after listening to recording, I can channelize, okay, now this option is correct. So this is bit easy comparative to the multiple answer question. Or maybe it's a speaker purpose you are hearing for. So the question may sound like, what does the speaker talk about the fall in the car ownership? Why does? So that means the reason, the purpose of the speaker of having this lecture. So out of that, I'm selecting the option. So this could be the possible answer in this MCQ single answer. And when we are looking at the screen, when we have the preparation time, we are taking the keynotes for the from the option for the MCQ multiple answer. But here we will be taking keynotes from the question. Why from the question? Because actually the question, that's the detail we are looking for in the whole lecture. So that's why if I'm taking keywords from the question, it will be easy to relate when I'm listening something likewise in the audio. And
Mhm.
definitely option, have a go through them. If you got 7 second, definitely that what you'll be getting. Go through those options as well, so that you have rough idea what is each option is talking about, right?
Mhm.
And this is one trick in these question, don't confused almost with the whole. What I mean here, like some options they look very similar, but they are not actually. For example, an option that says 90% of the people like coffee, and an option that says all people like coffee. Now you see all and 90, the option, this looks similar, but they completely not, right? Because all cannot be 90 and 90 cannot be all, right?
Mhm.
So according to that, there are some confusion they give in the option. So never confuse almost with the whole, keep in mind, right?
Mhm.
And always read all the options and then only mark the option you are after. And don't base a decision on your personal judgment for sure. Like if whatever you have heard in the lecture, maybe you're able to take few notes as well if you want to. If you feel like I need to take notes and then I can relate better with the option, you can also. But never base any decision on personal judgment.
Mhm.
Compare the data with the lecture, and keep an eye on the timer. That mean when the audio is finished, you don't have much time with you to answer that question. Just take 15 second, 30 and mark it and move to the next one. And
Mhm.
never go after the matching words, right? Because every answer you will be hearing will be in a paraphrase tone. That mean maybe you are hearing a summary, some synonym of that, the word order is changed. It is not in the similar words, similar pattern. Somehow it will be changed but containing the same meaning. So always look for, watch for synonyms. And just like that, we did few question of the MCQ. Now we are doing just 2 question with the single answer as well.
Mhm.
Right, single answer. All right, here it is. The option can be given in the word as well, in phrases form as well, and proper sentences as well.
Mhm.
So it won't be always the phrases, it won't always be the sentences or words. It can be either combination, right? Either way they are presenting you the options. So in this case, in this question, we have sentences as our options. So now out of these 4 options, only one is correct, no negative marking. So always give answer whatever you feel is the possible right answer. So,
And ma'am, how much time we will get to read question?
7 seconds.
Okay, then after 7 seconds, they will start playing the.
Yeah, I just showed you this slide as well. You need to keep in mind. See here. You see here. This is called status box, right? This is exactly the screen you will be looking for MCQ single and multiple answer, right? And you see this status box, when you see this one, it will be saying beginning in 7 seconds, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So this is the preparation time you have. Nobody is telling you by speaking it, saying it, right? So you are looking in this question in these particular 7 second, 8 second given, 10 second given, whatever time they are giving you, mostly 7, right? This is the volume bar, right? You feel like the volume is low for me, you can obviously raise it, lower it down, right? This is you can do. And this is the we call progress bar. It is empty right now. So when the status here change playing means now you are hearing the lecture, right? So progress bar will keep on increasing it with the blue color bars, right? So the blue color bars is showing you how much lecture is left to heard, right? So when it is this blue color bar, progress bar completes down till here, so your lecture has ended. So this is an indication
Okay.
of how much of the lecture you are hearing, right? This is
And
how it is.
after that, how much time we will get for answer to give answer?
Okay, now in the listening, there is no particular individual timer. Altogether, listening is, this is here, 45 to 57 minutes, right? So this is your, for first question, except this first question, which is summarized spoken text, they individually give you time. So here you don't have to worry about how much time I'll spending. Definitely you have to spend maximum only 10 minutes they give you. So for one question you are having a timer which is taken care by the system, but for all of the remaining 7 questions, 7 item types, you have to manage your time. Like suppose if you did multiple choice multiple answer question, you heard the audio and you are consuming 2 minutes to just write select the option, so you are wasting your time, right? So
Okay.
same implies if you are wasting time on any other item type. So it's like when the audio is finished, you quickly have a look on the notes, and obviously that's the data available, or that's whatever memory you have from the lecture, and according to that mark the option and move on. Don't waste your time lingering on and looking into the option and feeling like, okay, should I select that or this, right? So maybe whatever you have left with now, you can only select from with the help of those memories, those notes only, right? So this is how, like within 15 seconds you are moving to the next question, within
Okay,
20
ma'am.
seconds you are moving to next question. So there is no particular individual timer anywhere except summarize spoken text,
Okay, ma'am. All good.
right? And let's do this MCQ, this one. So guys, we are selecting single response, playing the audio in few seconds, look into the question.
What if make your sleep more efficient? As a sleep scientist, this is the question that has captivated me for the past 10 years.
No, this is not the same.
Because
Sorry,
while the
sorry,
light bulb
sorry.
and technology have brought about a world of 24-hour work.
No, this is the MCQ one we did earlier. Just a second. Single answer, multiple choice. Yeah. Okay. Now, come on. is not beckoning. Case with the desert use. I'm sorry guys, it's taking long. It's buffering up. Keep on buffering. I'll change the question. Next one. We do this later.
Okay.
Okay, this is the new question. Just have a look. I'll go through the audio. 4 options again.
Good afternoon, Miss Davis. I was told by James that you wanted to see me in your office.
Oh, I did. Thank you for coming, Jean. Have a seat. How are you? Is everything going fine?
Yes, pretty much. What about you, Miss Davis? I haven't seen you for a while.
Yes, I was away for a while. Actually, I went to Arizona and met your mother there. Didn't she tell you about it?
No, she didn't, but that's great. How is she?
She is fine. To me, she is still as exuberant as she was 20 years ago. You will never know how great a teacher your mother was. Anyway, how was your semester?
It was fun. The teachers were nice, especially Ms. McKenna. I loved her class. Strange, I never liked math and struggled so much until I met Miss McKenna.
That's great. How was she so wonderful?
She spoke softly and explained thoroughly. She answered all of the questions earnestly. I wish all my teachers were like Miss McKenna.
Many of her students made that comment in the past, too.
Who could have guessed that I could get an A in math?
Why not? You're smart. You can get an A in any subject you want as long as you try.
I believe so. I should have tried harder instead of giving up and neglecting the hard subjects.
So what did the student realize at the end of the conversation in the chat box?
Can I answer?
Just a second. Wait. Okay, Kimberly, your answer is right. And yes, you can say your answer.
B. The student realized that she can do things if she tries hard.
So where was that piece of conversation in the recording?
Yeah.
Where was? In the beginning, in the last, in the middle of the conversation?
It was in the like last, before last, like.
Yeah, exactly. This was at the last that the student realized at the end of conversation that she must have tried harder and never neglected the subjects which are hard. So that's what.
Yes.
Okay, let's see if we can hear the first question now. And I hope we can. There is nothing bad with the audio of this question. Okay, let's do one more. New one. This audio is not working for that question. Okay, so this is the next in MCQ single answer, and you have realized it. It is easy comparative to multiple answer, multiple question. We got 4 options again. Read the question meanwhile. I'll be looking into the audio. Oh my god, just a second.
In my opinion, Pocahontas was a spy for the colonists. Yes, she served as a mediator between the British colonists and the Native Americans, but she was more of a spy. As you know, she even provided vital food supplies to the colonists. However, she didn't think of herself as a spy, and the colonists didn't trust her much despite her help. In a way, we could say she was a sad spy. Unfortunately, a war broke out between the Powhatans and the colonists. The colonists captured her and brought her to Jamestown. While she was in Jamestown as a hostage, she freely converted to Christianity and married John Rolfe. As we all know, this marriage brought the war to its end. What do you think? Was she a mediator or a spy? I believe she was a spy who played a role as a mediator. 1. What role did Pocahontas play between the British colony and the Native Americans?
Okay, Kipale. Your
Capable.
answer is fine. Yeah. What is the answer?
My answer, can I give my answer?
Mm-hmm.
The marriage ended the war. D.
That's right. So, what did the marriage between Pocahontas and John Rolfe do to the war between the British colony and the Native Americans? It ended the war, right? That is the D. So, I hope this is understandable now. This is easy to get
Yeah.
now. And you see the time you are taking, Abhishek, this is the time you are actually taking in real exam. You marking it,
Okay, ma'am.
right? You done it. Okay, you will be submitting and moving to next question. And just like that, both in MCQ single and multiple answer, you will be having 2 to 3 questions only, like
Correct.
each category. So this is some summarized spoken text, multiple choice, multiple answer, multiple choice, single answer that we practice. Now we will be doing filling in the blanks, most interesting one. Filling in the blanks, like as the name suggests, it will be like you will be having a transcript of a recording that appears on the screen with several gaps. So while we are listening, so obviously we are listening the same audio as we are looking the transcript on, but there are few words which are missing. So those words we have to hear and we have to fill in the spaces given, right? And again, the skills which are assessed here are listening and writing. Why we are listening? We getting the word by our listening skills, and how we are writing it, like the correct spelling, if punctuation is required, is if it's a singular word or a plural word, right? Depending on all those things, your writing mark are decided. So listening and writing, 2 skills are assessed. 30 to 60 second is the prompt length. So for this item type, as you know, transcript will be there of the audio recording. Some words will be missing from that audio, and you are restoring the transcript by typing in the missing words. And while you are listening to the audio, it is advisable that write whatever words are missing on the erasable notepad rather than typing directly in the spaces, because sometimes we start looking the keys and in that case we are missing the next answer because we get too involved in finding the keys on the keypad, right? So it's important that you should be typing in the erasable notepad, and when you are done with the recording, quickly then type your answer in the spaces given respectively, right? And when you're writing your answer, always follow like 1 2 3, this flowchart manner, so that you are not writing wrong option in the wrong box, or like option which is not for that box you are writing there just because you just messed up the sequence, right? So we again have 7 seconds before the audio begins. Sure, Kimberly, sure, why not? So again
So,
we have
ma'am,
7. Yep.
we will get a like some page and pencil for to note our answers
Yeah, we
when
got
we.
erasable note board. So when you
Okay.
write something on that, you got a pen, just like a marker pen, and
Mm-hmm.
you got a duster like thing, right? When
Mm-hmm.
you write something on that and you're done with that notes, you can use the duster and reuse that space
Mm-hmm.
as many as time you want to. Instead, it got 4 sheets in that big 4 sheet eliminated sheets, right? So
Okay.
you have enough space to take notes, so don't worry about that. It will be like maybe if you want to, you can simply erase and use the same page. If you feel like no, I don't want to waste my time, just shuffle it over and use the next given space available to you. So there are altogether 4 sheets. So both side you have 8 sheets, 8 big eliminated sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever you write there, you can erase it with the duster provided as well, so that you can use it n number of times, right?
All good, ma'am.
So 7 seconds is the time here again you have, and in that 7 second, you have to skim the text so that you get that idea, okay, what this blank is about, right? What are the possible words which will be missing according to the sentences, right? So this is give you an idea of like to recognize the word that fits the gap as you hear them in the recording. And this is how your screen will be for this question. You will hear a recording, type the missing words in each blank, right? Status box again there, beginning in 7 seconds, volume bar, progress bar, right? And this is the transcript, and these are the boxes which are your questions where you have to find the missing word, right? So the before word and the after word, when you skimming the text, will give you an idea if you are filling up it with a noun, with adjective, with the adverb, with verb, right? Because the sentence itself tell you what sort of word is missing out there. So always use that preparation time to skim the text. And when the audio actually start, instead of straightway typing in the boxes, write in the erasable notepad, right? And then when audio is finished, quickly type, take care of spelling, take care of punctuation. Punctuation, if you are typing a proper noun, the first letter need to be capital, right? And if suppose the word you are finding and writing is the first word of the sentence, so again you know the first alphabet need to be capitalized. If it's a singular word or a plural word, take care of that, just because this is very minute error, but it will make you lose that 1 mark, right? So whatever option will be right, you will be getting 1 mark for that. If anything you are typing in and that's not correct, you're getting a 0 for that, right? So no negatives, only the positive for the right ones, and if there are not a correct answer, so 0 for those, right? Understandable? I'll show you the real example of a question from the recent
I'm just
exams.
parking my car somewhere. Give
Mm-hmm.
me 2 to 3 minutes. But
Sure,
you
sure.
you carry on with your questions and answers. I'm
Don't
listening
worry,
up.
don't worry. Mhm. So this got 4 options in it. So this blank, I'll just show you it to you. Just like that, it is same in the real exam. Okay, you see here it says there are some 25 million cars in America, 25 million cars in the country with just over 300 million people. And most of those vehicles, of course, are gas dash. So you know that if you are hearing the same transcript, so you can have an idea, this is a preparation time, by skimming it, what sort of word will be there. Gas, something they have, like how they work on which thing they run on, right? So maybe something likewise they are giving the word there. So just like that, skim it in the 7 second, read it, understand it, what it is about, and what sort of words can be the possible answer, right? Now I'll be playing the audio and you guys will be typing your answer in the chat box. All right. Filling in the blanks. Now this is a recent past exam question you are looking at. I am going to play the audio for this one, and you are typing in your answer in the chat box, not saying it, typing it, because I want to check the spelling and punctuation.
There are some 250 million cars in America, 250 million cars in a country with just over 300 million people. And most of those vehicles, of course, are gas powered. This poses a huge challenge given the limited supplies of oil and the growing urgency of the global warming crisis. But there's good news, according to our guests today, and that is we have the know-how and the technology to build sleek, fast automobiles that don't use gasoline. These vehicles of tomorrow are powered by hydrogen, electricity, biofuels, and digital technology, and they already exist. So what's stopping us from putting them on the roads? Our guest today will help answer that.
If you're typing in the answer, just let me know. If not, then again tell me, I'll be just typing it for you. What are the answers? All right, so as the recording we just heard, the first answer.
Can I give you first answer?
I'm typing it, ma'am.
Okay, type in then. Type in.
She will type, I will speak. Huh?
All right. Okay, Kimberly, your answers are all good. Nice.
Ma'am, I don't have a note or something like that at
No,
this
no, it's
moment.
okay. Mm-hmm.
So I want to just give you first answer. That was powered.
How you spell that?
POWER.
No, power is not the right answer.
Mm-hmm.
It's important to understand the form of the word as well. This is the past form of the word they have said here. Gas powered. So POWERED is the right answer.
Okay.
The second one.
Mm-hmm. Second one, I don't remember. You know that I haven't.
Okay,
I don't
that's
have any pen
urgency.
or paper to.
All right, no worries. That's urgency, growing urgency. URGENCY. The third one is technology to build sleek, right? Fast automobiles. Sleek, SLEEK. And the last one for this one, powered by hydrogen. HYDROGEN, hydrogen, right? So these are the answers here which are right for these blanks. Now let's do one more.
Just wait. Let me take a pen and a paper.
Sure. Why not? You take it. I'm just pasting it meanwhile. It's important to listen very carefully because, as I told you, singular, plural, past form, present form matters here. Punctuation matters here. So you missing on anything, you won't be receiving mark for that question. Okay, so you see here, this is the next question. Again, 4 blanks in it. You got your preparation time. Go through it. When you're ready, let me know.
Just give me. This one, first one, limited supplies of oil and growing dash.
No. Social harm originates. What are you
Social
looking?
harm originates out of series of
So
dash.
this is the question we will be doing now. Second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm playing the audio. Sometimes audio start there and then only, and sometimes it just got struck like.
Social harm originates out of a series of debates within criminology about the narrowness of the definition of crime, that essentially focuses on individual acts of harm, things like interpersonal violence, theft, so on and so forth. So the idea of social harm originally was to expand that notion of harm to encompass the harms that organizations cause that nation-states cause. But latterly the idea of social harm really now transcends criminology, so there are a group of writers who think that, and I would include myself there, that actually there's something to social harm that could be very useful in terms of trying to understand the harms that occur within society, to produce an objective and well-rounded analyses of harm.
Okay, ma'am, done.
Just a second. Okay, looking into the chat box. The one who are typing, type in. Okay, got it. Okay, Kimberly, the first, second, third, and fourth, all correct. Okay, Abhishek, what are your answers?
Ma'am, first was debates.
Is it a singular or plural word?
Debates is plural.
Yeah. Second?
Is originally
Yeah. Third?
writers,
Mm-hmm.
and
The
fourth
last?
occur.
Singular, plural?
Plural occurs.
No. It's singular, occur. Right?
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
I wrote
You wrote
singular.
occur only, but you said say plural because I asked you. I randomly asked. Right. Okay, it's occur only with the first attempt of yours, right? Okay, let's see
Like,
this
ma'am,
one.
if we
Mhm.
write like occur to occurs, then it will
Then
be
you'll be losing that mark. No mark.
no mark. Okay.
No mark. 0.
All right, I will be considered.
Okay, one last from filling in the blanks. It starts from him. Candace Gellin, third one. Have a look. Skim it.
Candace Galen is based at the University of Missouri, in Columbia. And, being a biologist, she thought, why not use this astronomical phenomenon to study a biological one? Specifically, as the skies darkened would daytime pollinators, like bumblebees and honeybees, call it quits. What better activity during an eclipse than to go out with a recorder and record the bees? So Galen asked 400 citizen scientists, including young students, to place audio recorders in 16 flower patches along the path of totality, in Oregon, Idaho and Missouri. When they analyzed the audio, they found that during partial eclipse, bee buzzing continued. But when totality hit, the bees went silent and only the conversational buzz of human observers could be heard. Then, as the moon passed and the sun again lit up the sky, the bees regained their buzz.
Type in. All right, and your answer, Kimberly, is okay. Okay. All the 5 answers are right, so 5 marks to you. And what about you, Abhishek?
Ma'am, first one is phenomenon.
Phenomenon, right?
And second was is dark.
No, it is not the right form of it. Word is right. It is darken. DARKENED. Darken the sky, or call it darkened, whatever. Next.
Next I skipped. I didn't.
Okay, fourth.
Is partial.
Partial. Yeah, that's right. Last.
Regained.
Regained. Yeah, that's also right. So you got 3 out of 5. So this is how you will be getting your score. So very important, when you fix the word, just like you fix darken here, right? Or the sky dark, or whatever you have given written as the answer, read this sentence once. So this sentence itself tell you if that word need to be in some other form, because ultimately if that form is not right, it will reflect in the sentence. So phenomenon, darkened, quits, partial and regained. These are the answers for the particular blank. All right. Okay, let's do the next question. I hope this is understand by you all 3 doing the session. All right. So filling in the blanks, the 4th item type you practiced with me today. Now the highlight correct summary. So the highlight correct summary, it is giving score to the reading, and of course it's a listening item type to the listening. So it's important that if you feel like I'm a student who is weaker in the reading section, so this is the particular question which can enhance your score in the add-ups to the reading score. Maybe little, but definitely you never know, that is the little you need to reach your target score. So here you will be listening to a recording. You have to select the paragraph that best summarizes the recording. Now, what is the task here? That I got 4 possible paragraphs or summaries of the lecture I am hearing, right? So out of these 4 possible summaries, I have to tell, or I have to mark one which is the right summary of the lecture I heard, right? So you understand, summarize spoken text, you are hearing a lecture and making a summary, right? In this question, highlight correct summary, you are listening to lecture and you are selecting the right summary. So task is similar, but here you're not writing, you are selecting it, right? And definitely for selecting it, you should be having key content of the lecture with you, right? And how you will be having that? By taking notes. Some student, they are very comfortable, they read the option, right, and they can relate well. If you are the one of them, it's good, but recommended when you listening to the lecture, try keep taking the notes, right? Just a sec. Try taking the notes, because if you're not taking the notes, it will be little hard for you to find the right summary. Why? Because all the four options on the screen you will be looking, they are much similar. They'll be much similar. So suppose the lecture got four keynotes, right? So all of the four option will be having one or two keynotes for sure, which will confuse you. Okay, now this is also saying the same, this is also having one point of that, this is also got the supporting detail. So it will be like they are very confusive options. To better make one stand out, which is actually right, we should be taking notes. And how we will be taking notes on the erasable noteboard? We will be writing the key word and phrases we are hearing, right? We are writing down any numbers we are hearing, any names we hearing, any dates hearing, any information that is highlighted by the speaker through stress and intonation, right? This is all the things we'll be noting down while taking notes. And then after, when the audio is over, according to our notes or according to whatever short term memory of the lecture we have, we will be going through the option and selecting the right one, right? Only one option is right. If you select right, you will be getting 1 mark. If you're selecting wrong, you will be getting 0 mark, right? So you will be having 10 seconds before the audio start. And in those 10 seconds, if you try to read all the option, it won't be possible for you. As you can see, the options are a bit lengthy, right? And obviously 10 seconds are not enough to read all the option and understand them as well at the same very moment. So whatever you can read before the audio begins in the preparation time, read, because that will give you an idea what sort of lecture, what sort of word, phrases, key information you are about to hear. Because maybe I am reading only two options, but they'll give you an idea of what sort of lecture I'm able to hear. Now, when you're listening the lecture and taking notes, listen with the intent of understanding. As you are listening to a story, just listen like that. If you're listening like a story, definitely you will be getting the key content of the story. That's what makes the summary to any lecture, right? Take notes, right? And don't try to write everything, because you won't be able to. Try to write the main key content, number, names, dates mentioned, anything highlighted by emphasize, word stress, intonation, right? Those are the things you will be noting down. I mean, write whatever you are writing. And whenever you're taking notes, try to develop the abbreviated forms. Like if I have to write everything, now except writing everything, the whole word, which will consume my precious time, I'll be developing a short form for that, ev and then hyphen ing. For me, this is everything, right? Just like that, you also need to develop few of the abbreviated notes for you, so that when you are typing that long lengthy words, you are not consuming much time, not missing other keynotes or key points that you can write in that time, right? So it is very important, do not try to write the whole word. Develop few abbreviations for the words, academic words. As you will be practicing, you will be coming across many words, try to write them in abbreviated form. But yeah, it should be eligible that you are understanding what you have written. It should not be like, okay, you have writing everything like that in abbreviated form, and later you yourself not understanding what I have taken as a note, right? That is important to keep in mind. And when you read one or two options, try to keep them in mind while you are listening, right? Just like that, as I told you in the single answer question, here is also one thing which will really confuse you. Like for example, if an option says only 10% of the people pay taxes on time, right? We got four options, and out of that, 1 point is about the paying taxes, and there is an option which is saying 10% of the people pay taxes on time. But in the audio, I heard that majority of the people pay taxes on time, right? So you see, this is completely one piece of information in the option which is contradictory in the lecture. Only 10 is quite less, majority it can be even 99% as well, right? So this is contradictory. So this particular thing will help you to narrow down your search, because one option you can straightway eliminate, right? Because it got one idea, one point, which is contradictory. So always look for such details, right? Use your visual memory. Visual memory is like when you're hearing something, as you guys are hearing me, you are making visual memory as well. That I'm listening to this lecture, or maybe I'll just say I'm looking at a blue skyscraper, and the sky is really beautiful with a lot of clouds in it. And yeah, there is a meanwhile construction work is going on with one of the building. So what you are looking at, you don't, you right now you're not actually looking it, but you visualizing it, what you are, whatever I'm saying. So that we call visual memory. So when you are hearing lecture, you got those visuals with you, right? So always take help and try to recollect what I just heard in the lecture. Confirm each option in the end, right? And then finally submit the option you feel like is the right one. And I tell you how it is easy to do and go through with these questions with an example. Correct summary, and again there will be a highlight correct summary. You will be having one or two question for this particular one, max two, sometime three as well. Sometimes the questions are pretty easy, sometimes the questions are really difficult. So it's your, depending on is it your lucky day or not, you will be getting the question. All right, let's see this one. Just a second. Where it is. All right, so you have to click on the paragraph that best relates to the recording. And we got three statements with us named as A, B, and C. Just a second here. So A, B, and C. This is like the summaries, possible summaries of the lecture you are about to hear. Now, I'm giving you time to read these options because you can find the major minor differences in all the three options. And after that, when you're hearing the recording, you will be quite in a good place to select the right one out of three, right? Now, the first option you see, it says the hurricanes, which are also refers to the typhoons or cyclones, are ranked according to their wind speed and ability to cause damage, right? Now, this is the first, just a second. Yeah, this is the first thing in the option. The second, comparing with the cyclone. Now, this is a comparison of cyclone and typhoon. Typically begins as the tropical storm and is relatively faster in wind speed. So, this is a comparison of both. The majority of hurricanes last only a few days, and that's the main reason why they do not always kill people when they reach land. So, all the three options, now you can first look into the differences in that, major, minor, what this particular option is referring to. You got the understanding now. This won't be the time you will be actually getting in real exam. It will be only 10 seconds. And but this is the work you have to do in those 10 seconds if you can. So now you will be hearing the audio related to this one. After hearing the audio, tell me out of three options which is the right summary.
A hurricane is a massive storm system. In fact, it's the most powerful type of storm on Earth. Hurricanes form over warm tropical waters and frequently move toward land. Before I forget to mention this, hurricanes are also called typhoons or cyclones. It depends on where exactly they form. Not all hurricanes are alike. Some are, well, more powerful than others. Meteorologists have a rating system for them. They use the term category to rank every hurricane that forms. The scale ranks hurricanes according to their wind speed and ability to cause damage. A Category 1 hurricane is the weakest. A Category 5 hurricane is the most powerful. A hurricane typically begins as a tropical storm. It has wind speeds between 50 to 100 kilometers per hour. When the wind blows faster than 100 kilometers per hour, the tropical storm has become a hurricane. A Category 1 hurricane's winds are between 100 to 130 kilometers per hour. A Category 2 hurricane has winds up to 160 kilometers per hour. Winds between 160 and 185 kilometers per hour indicate a Category 3 hurricane. A Category 4 hurricane has wind speeds up to 220 kilometers per hour. Anything above that is a Class 5 hurricane. Thankfully, those are quite rare. They are simply devastating when they form and make landfall. Oh, by the way, before you ask, typhoons and cyclones use different measuring systems. So what I just described only applies to hurricanes.
Hello.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Just a
Can I
second.
answer, ma'am?
Looking at the chat box. No, just a second. Wait. Okay, Kimberly, your answer is correct. Yes, please. Now.
My answer is A.
Yeah, that's right. So you see, it's not that difficult to get the answer, but if you got understanding of the options, and as time is only 10 seconds to understand the option, and sometimes the data is more and the option points are more, of course they will be. So you have to learn this art of looking and going through and skim the text so that you are picking up the right option later, right? Now, A is the right option to this one. As per the lecture you just heard, the hurricanes, which also refer to these two particular terms, are ranked according to their wind speed and ability to cause damage, which is the right answer. So these are the item types for today we practiced. Now we left with few item types only from the listening, which out of that, one is really important, right? I'll tell you which one. And that actually brings your score up, right? So summarize written text we did, tick, multiple choice, multiple answer, tick, filling in the blanks, correct, summary, single answer. So 5 item types we practiced today and understood today. 3 left. Out of those 3, definitely the right from dictation is the most scoring item type, and this is one of the highest scorer item type in the entire PTE item types, right? And same as like that, highlight incorrect words, but not, I would say, the first in the priority list, but yes, second in the priority list, right? Select missing word. We have only 3 marks or 2 maximum marks we can get from this particular item type, but again, we have to practice everything. We have to try to get all the marks, positive marks we can get from any of the item types, right? This is what we'll
One.
be continuing tomorrow. Mm-hmm.
Okay, ma'am. And I skipped summarize spoken test. I haven't did this question today.
Uh-huh.
So tomorrow we are going to do select missing word.
So see, your exam is quite near. If you want me to do summarize spoken text 1 or 2 question, I'll be happy to do that. So just
Okay, ma'am.
join in and let me know what you are after, right?
All right, ma'am.
No worries. Yeah. All right. So that's the end of the class today. And guys, this class is provided by Sika. Different services that are there for free, as I already told you, right? And if you are after any of the service, do contact on the number. And that's all for today. We'll be seeing you tomorrow with the next item types, definitely. Any doubts, and the students who are preparing for the exam, most welcome to have your sessions with me, question, answer, and anything you want to know about the test, right?
And
Stopping
ma'am,
this up now.
just wait. Do you have also classes in evening of
No.
PT?
This is the only morning class we have for the PTE, and except this class, we do have the Sunday class.
Sunday.
That's 12
Yeah,
to 2.
Sunday. Sunday 12 to 2.
Yeah, 12 to 2, but there is a different link for that. And if you want to attend that class, you have to go through the Facebook page, Sika Facebook page. The link is available there.
Okay, ma'am. I will ask you for that.
All right.
And ma'am, if we want to like if I'm like free on someday, like Saturday or Sunday, if I'm totally free, I don't have any work to do. Can I get to you and have a like?
Okay, so bye bye. Take care. See you tomorrow. Yeah, bye bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, bye bye.
Bye.